He said it's weird when you see somebody you fought retire, because he hasn't thought of himself as being retired, and he's still hoping that the surgery is going to help him. But who knows?
That's funny.
And then if you guys want to, whatever,
I'm ready.
whatever you want. Okay.
That was good. It's so rough when you get it stuck cold, man.
Yeah, he get a script. Hey Pat, great fight. Is it last night? What night are we calling it? What are we calling it? Director, what are we calling it? Did the fight happen last night? Did it happen tonight? Is it going to happen?
It happened. It already happened.
It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
It just happened.
Right.
Pat, I need you to stand right behind the lens. Help me out. Watch this. You're going to like this.
It worked.
Oh, they're upstairs. You leaving right now?
Yeah, no. 40 minutes.
Okay, hold on. I'll go get my
I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. This is you over here.
We're gonna check out.
Yeah.
Hey Pat, that was a great fight. Good to see the old.
Mazel tov and Ariake. Wonderful, wonderful. Many years of success.
Hey Pat, it's a great fight. I've seen you fight a whole bunch of times. That was one of your best performances to date. I was honored to be there. You're a great champion, and I know you got a few fights left in you, and you're a piece of shit. Hang on, let me do it again. I lost it. Hey Pat, my director screwing me up now. Hey Pat, fantastic fight. You're a great champion. I've seen a number of your fights live. This, I think, was certainly one of your best performances I've seen. You've been a great champion, and I'm sure you'll be a great champion in the future.
Mazel tov. You just say anything about Pat. Whenever you're ready.
Whenever you
Good morning, how are you?
Pat, it was a great fight. It was great to see you come back and let your hands go. I knew you always had it in you. Monty always tells me about it. But I know you're a great champion, great corner man. Look forward to seeing you fight again.
No one always drops
You guys get that on tape? That was like it.
I would have been waking him up for about 2 hours. It'd be the same as if you did, except you did his ankles.
I'm rolling.
Yeah.
So you get the top, I get the bottom.
Going home.
Ooh, we can kill somebody. Then fall on him.
I'll get out of here soon.
You can sit. You can sit. Is this what it's supposed to be? Something about him?
This is one of the things.
Okay.
You know, you can
I don't have a
say whatever you
double
want.
chin, do I? Okay. The lady from what the heck is her name? I forget. From one of the big cable deals said, you always do this. Because even thin people are like they have a double chin. You don't do this. You know, that's what she told me. She was bigger than me. Anyway, don't put that on. I'm supposed to be saying something about Pat,
You can
right?
say whatever you want.
Okay. I've known Pat for many years. I like him. He's funny. Sometimes I want to wring his neck because he can be very aggravating because he's always teasing me. But I congratulate him on hanging on to his championship and wish him all the best and all the best with his physical problems, because firsthand I know it's not easy and doesn't get easier. So good luck, Pat.
Now, we'll ask you a couple specific questions.
Sure.
You can
Whoa.
go with the question.
Like, are you going to fall off the table? Yes.
Just say, how long have you been involved in the mixed martial arts world? And just, but you actually want to answer that whole question. Like, I've been involved in the mixed martial arts.
I've been involved in the mixed martial arts world for approximately 12 years or more, and in wrestling in general for 30 years plus.
Where do you see the future of the mixed martial arts?
Well, I'm hoping that things will free up in the United States and we'll be able to get back on cable if we don't have any more idiots trying to stop us. And people will realize that what we are is, as I always define it, a tested disciplines. And I believe that's the best way to define it. And I think that it's going to survive. I think it's going to get better as long as the people involved have the great integrity that they do here in Japan.
Great. That's awesome.
I'm the controller of SEG Sports, so my expertise. Sorry. No, don't worry. It's too early. Tell me when to go. I'm gonna cut that out. Since I'm the controller of SEG Sports, my expertise. Cut it. I'm not gonna use that word.
We're just talking about
Okay, I'm sorry. My words.
You got a big head.
Since my role at SEG is as controller, my experience, I don't want to use that word now. Let me think. Why don't I just do it naturally? Jesus Christ. That's right. Jesus Christ. And I'm great at talking, so
All right, when we get it, we're done. You just get a little.
just tell me when to go. I'm the controller of SEG Sports, and my experience with Pat Miletich has been great. He really brings the sport to its proper perspective. When he fights, people watch him, and he brings a good name to the Ultimate Fighting Championship and the world of martial arts. And he's been a terrific help for us, and a great guy, and a great personality. Is it good or no good? You want to try something else? Yeah, let me try something else.
Joe, his voice keeps getting. It's the only.
All right. My role at SEG Sports is a controller, so my fight experience and my knowledge is not great. But knowing Pat Miletich for the last 3 years, he's been a great help for us, and he comes to all the events. The fans absolutely adore him, and as a champion, he brings a great name to our sport, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I just hope that more people in that sport realize how good, nice a guy he is, and I just hope he goes further as far as he can and just helps us and be the guy he is. Okay?
Awesome.
No, he makes the face. He goes,
But he doesn't even know.
it's the leg.
I told him he's gonna want someone to go put their foot on their chest and prison clothes on.
Right here? Huh?
No, there's not a seat in there.
You can kind of say something about Pat.
What are you gonna?
You know, where, well, you know, you can look at guys and, you know, no one sees it, so. We're out here now, you know, the fight's over. Pat retained his title as usual, and we're out here kind of relaxing because we were told to. It's really cold, but it's neat. We're out in Japan, you know, we got to travel the world watching Pat fight, and just the days after are always the fun days, you know. He kicks back a little bit, takes some time off, and gets ready to defend again, so. I don't know what else there really is to say about Pat. You know, we've been together for a long time. You know, we used to date, and now we're just manager and fighter, and
We've never dated, trust me. His breasts aren't big enough.
I am working on it. I'm willing to gain, just for Pat. So, but no, I think the fight was one of Pat's best. This was a chance where he got to come out and show a lot of the things he works on in the gym. He got to throw his hands. He even said he landed his first left hook, and everyone in the gym could hear the left hook land. And if you didn't hear it, you could see the results right after the fight, as the guy's right eye was closed shut already. And I think this is one of the fights that will go down in, you know, in Pat's history as a proving point that he can stand up, he can throw down, and you know, for all the naysayers that say he doesn't have the power, or that he's getting too old, you know, this is proof that that's really not true. Pat can retire when he wants to retire. Right now, he's still the best in the world.
Hey, Jens, you have anything you want to say over there?
Yeah, I just like to sit on my knee. Sit on Daddy's knee. It was a good show. It was a good showing by Pat. Proud to have him as a coach. He definitely displayed everything that he can do that we as his teammates know that he can do. And it was, I don't know, it was just really inspiring to see him do what he can do. He threw his punches, he threw his kicks, he didn't hesitate. He got on top of the guy and he let him know that, like Monty said, that's why he's Pat Miletich. And that's what I was telling him before the fight. I mean, it's not just a name, it's a style and it's an attitude that's behind it. He's got all these kids, all these students that'll, you know, run through walls for him. There's a reason, because Pat backs up what he says, and that's why his school's so successful, and that's why people come to learn from him, because look at him, he's out there backing it up. He's a champ for a reason. It's no accident. It's no accident he's had it this long, and people want to say that he's boring and that he can't do this, he can't do that, but you know what, that's by choice. Pat does what Pat wants to do in that ring, and there's nothing any of them can do about it, because look what happens when he does decide to turn it on. Those other guys should feel blessed that Pat just didn't move as fast as he wanted to then. So it was a great showing. Glad that he's still the champ. Glad that everything worked out the way it did. A couple of things could have been differently, and it would have been almost a perfect trip to Japan. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
How long have you been training with Pat?
I've been with Pat now for 8 months, probably 9 months now. It's gone by so fast. It seems like it's been for years, but it's been a short time, and it's been a really valuable time to spend with him. So.
What have you learned? How long you been? I mean, what made you come out to train with Pat?
Because of who he is, and because of the team that surrounds him, and because of Monty, his manager, and it's just everybody that's around him and everybody that's with him are all succeeding. They're all going towards the top. It starts from the guys at the beginning all the way up to the management. I mean, it's all in sync, and we look out for each other, and we stick up for each other, and we, you know, defend each other. And I think that's why I want to come out here. I seen that before I had ever even, when I first met them. They took care of me, and they didn't even know me on the way to a show when the flights were canceled and everything else. You know, they were looking out for me as well, and I think that was my biggest decision to come out there, is why that they're willing to open up and take care of me and, you know, meeting me in minutes. So that's why I came out.
Cool. Let's get the man of the hour.
That's mighty wide of you.
Thank you.
We might actually want to pull it, and then what we'll do is we'll just, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Do you want me to look at the camera and talk?
Yeah.
Or you?
Don't look at this.
I feel more comfortable looking over it.
Don't turn your back. That'd be bad.
Well, that's the end of the tape, basically. I hope you've had fun following what we do, and hope you've learned a little bit for the guys that want to be fighters, and for the people that just wanted to see what it was like on the inside of mixed martial arts. Hope you've gotten your money's worth. My career has been exciting, and I've come a long ways with the help of my teammates, my training partners, and my manager. My manager and I have been together since the very beginning. Monty Cox and I have done a lot of fun things and a lot of crazy things, and he's gotten me to the top. He told me he wouldn't collect any money from me unless he got me on pay-per-view, and he did that and more. So I'm very thankful to him, and thankful to all the guys that I train with now and in the past. But the guys now, I've got a real good bond with those guys, and they push me a lot. I'm getting a little bit older, and it's nice to have the young guys around like Jens and Matt Hughes and all the other guys. The guys that have traveled from so far away to live where I live, it's an honor that guys will actually do that and train with me. But I'm just glad to be going back home and eating normal food again, and get away from all these people.
Where do you see yourself going? What do you see, like you talked about earlier? Like,
my main goal is probably, obviously, to get successful gyms going and make a good living at that. You know, I've destroyed my body long enough to, I hope I can now make a living just training people and running businesses and stuff like that. That's why I started fighting. You know, so, yeah. But yeah, my main goal was to have a business. That's why I wanted to win a world title. So, you know, I've accomplished everything I've really wanted to. The money's hard to walk away from now. I probably won't walk away for a little while, and we'll see how the body holds up and see what happens. I've got a few big fights hopefully on my card that are left. And
When you retire, what do you plan on doing? What's your focus as far as training wise?
I'm just going to concentrate on staying in shape, obviously, and helping the other guys and make sure that they become world champions and the best that they can possibly be. And you should see the size of the crows here in Japan. The frickin' things are gigantic. Look at that. They won't talk back now.
We're just glad it's not a vulture. That's when you know. That's when he's gonna know his career's over. When he looks
When they're circling?
vultures circling him.
But yeah, I just it's been a lot of fun, and you know, then I have to start working on my golf game to get ready for the senior PGA Tour when I turn 50, of course. That's my next big goal in sports. What?
Just wait for that thing to talk to you.
Oh, right.
Who knew that was coming? We got.
I know. Hi, Chris. Thanks. I appreciate you guys going. Oh, God.
Oh,
hands.
jeez.
Hand's a little sore from Yamamoto's head. No, I appreciate you guys going through all this trouble to do this. Hopefully, we make some money off of
No
this.
doubt. Well, we think you were definitely worth it. It was a great trip. It was an interesting trip. Got a chance to see a different side. Say that again.
We were done.
I go first. You won't see him. Okay, coach, what do you say?
No, what I was saying was the interesting thing with mixed martial arts is that we're all kind of a family. That, you know, even the people that really don't get along, we're still a family because we all know what everyone has been through and what it takes to, you know, try to be successful in this. So everywhere we go, we've always got family around us, and we do look out for each other. And there's certainly, you know, a mutual respect amongst the fighters and the managers and such. And that's what makes this thing all fun.
Hey, Jen, why don't you?
I had the pleasure of rooming with Pat Miletich again last night, and he's a bit of a snorer, so I figured it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I had nothing else to do. I'd pull out the old camera and throw on the night shot and record him snoring a little bit. So maybe you'll get to see that bit.
Did he keep you awake?
No, I'm deaf in one ear, so I just stuffed the other one in the pillow, and I'm good to go. I don't hear it very much. So. But you'll have to check that out in Miletich Part 2.
Sorry, the bike turn around. Let's give him
Your hand right in front of Pat's face.
Hey, for God's sake.
We're trying to sell videos here.
Arigato!
Mr. Roboto. Yeah, did you do the Liddell one?
No,
No, there was no decision.
that would have been a tough one. Yeah, get out of the tough one.
Why? He was on the third round, right? The third round of that.
No, it went all the way.
No, went all the
Oh,
way.
went all the way,
But it
but-
was lopsided.
There were two Japanese judges and him during my fight, right?
Yeah, you were done. You didn't
You were
finish it. It
you
was
were in
all-
trouble.
Trail.
You were in trouble. You were trailing.
After that first
I could just tell when we did the little judges briefing, it was really bad.
Really?
It was 10-8 against clear. It was
You
clear
were
what was
in
going to
good
happen.
shit, you know that.
They were like just.
The judges really, the Japanese
Yeah.
had you.
No, they were.
They had you disqualified.
10-8 rounds.
That's right.
No, but I just got the feeling that I was just like, well, we got to put him in
Token.
there.
I
You have a
felt
token
the pressure
right.
that I had to go out and crush him.
Yeah, you did. You
On the
really
score
did.
sheets, they had your picture and a big
Yeah,
X through
That's
it.
right. No way should he win, right?
I wasn't going to let that go to a decision.
No.
It was,
At least already was filled out. It said 10
Yeah, it's
on each.
going.
That's right.
One of the dead end
The
boys.
judge is right beside us. He goes, 10-10.
No, it's me.
It's him pulling the noodle through his
Gotta
noodle.
stop him.
He's
He's
not
not win a
it's like
decision.
6
You
this
gotta
morning.
stop him, and he did.
What time you had to
We've
be
been
there?
up since 6 this morning,
I
5:30.
stopped by your room last night, but I didn't hear back.
Well, I'm not going to see you there. I'm going to eat.
Oh, you're going back, Pat?
I'm going to eat, bro.
Okay, bud. Take care. Am I undercover, man? Can I please be undercover?
Have a safe trip back.
Just kidding about that.
What?
I heard that all the way from up front.
I told him the story. Yeah. No, that he did say, yeah. I was talking about the comment I said last night. I said, I was excited. That guy will never get beat. I'm looking at Matt Hughes, Pat Miletich right in front of me.
You echoed that feeling on the way home.
He's not gonna put me down with a punch. That ain't happening.
Not one, anyway. Not like
That'd be an
that.
awful lot. I've been getting punched by a
You're
lot
gonna
better
eat it,
punchers
you're
than him for a long time.
Send me those papers if you
Oh,
got
no.
it. As everyone knows, I'm a big supporter of pancreas. My fighters fight in pancreas. And one of the particular reasons I love pancreas is because they're very honorable. If they promise you something, that's what happens. They're very supportive of my fighters and myself. They keep their word. Everything is done with strict integrity. And it's so nice to deal with people like that. They've been in business now for approximately 7 years, and in this time it's continually built. They've changed the rules sometimes in the pancreas, from the open hand to now we can use closed fist, but it's just a very interesting type of event. Very technical. The fighters train all the time in pancreas. They're part of a stable. We have 2 dojos, one's in Tokyo, one's in Yokohama. And also at those dojos, there are classes for just people who want to come in and learn martial arts. And they have no intentions of ever competing anywhere, but they want to come in and know more about martial arts, and they're just heavily attended. And there are many of the pancreas fighters who train these people, teach them about martial arts. So it's very interesting to everyone. The events are attended just to a capacity almost every solitary time that we have an event, and it's almost monthly. Some months 2, but almost at least once a month. Presently, one of my fighters, Nathan Marquardt, is the first middleweight king of pancreas. He's from Denver, Colorado, and out of Stars Gym there, and he's doing very well. He's made 1 defense of his title already. Most of my fighters have fought in pancreas, and it's a terrific place to be. The people that you work with there are great. The fighters, when the boys come in, make them feel very welcome. Nobody takes advantage of anyone else. Most people speak English. Some of my fighters have come and stayed from a month to 3 months at a time. Nathan was over here, Nathan Marquardt, for 3 months and stayed. And he was just made to feel like one of the family. That's how it is. Mr. Oitate, who's in charge of foreign fighters and the negotiations with them, is just a wonderful person. And everything here is done like clockwork.
Is pancreas a system? Tell us about.
It's I don't know if that's what I would call it or not, and I'm not sure what you mean by the word system.
Like you would have Aikido, you would have Kempo, you would have.
No, in sorts it is, but it's a combination of disciplines. Many of the fighters are wrestlers. Many of them have jiu-jitsu backgrounds. Many of them have, right now, boxing backgrounds. We have a fight instructor from Holland by the name of Matisse, who is training him in boxing and kickboxing. And so we're developing more and more all the time. That's been the great part. We didn't just stay where we were when it became, in its infancy, when it started. it developed more and more all the time to different styles. Karl Gotch, of course, who was a master of submissions, he's about 75 years old now, was one of the people who was instrumental in starting it, along with Mr. Ozaki, who was the president of Pancreas, a terrific person, and Funaki, who was just recently retired. Suzuki, of course, who's a fantastic submission artist, and many of the other people who started it, most are still with us. And of course, we have trials for young boys to come into Pancreas. And there were 2 new ones selected not long ago. They have to go through the trials after they've been through the classes.
How long are the trials?
It's just a one trial, like 1 or 2 days, but you train before that to go to the, to be at that level, to even be allowed to try out. And of course, everybody wants to be selected. Not everybody is. It's very selective. The same way with the fighters that I bring here to Pancreas and that others bring to Pancreas, we submit the materials. After I look at them, after I'm contacted by the fighters, I look at the materials. If I think it's worthy, I send the materials over to Mr. Oitate, and he looks them over. The booking committee looks them over. And, many of the fighters that are with Integrated Academy in Indianapolis that Jason Gotze runs are part of this. And Jason himself has been here many times. Chris Lytle from there, many of our other fighters from Indianapolis have come up, people from Denver, as I said, Tennessee, I had people from Canada. I had Dennis Kang here from Canada, who did a phenomenal thing by his first time here defeating Suzuki, which is just unheard of for a young boy coming in. But I just had a feeling that he was going to be able to do it, and he did very well. Most of the fighters, are very anxious to come in and be part of Pancreas because it's been in business for so long and it is so reputable and so well run. Got something you want to ask me? Okay. One thing that I can tell you is that organizations come and go. Pancreas is forever. Pancreas will be here forever because they continually change and keep up with the times. Their thinking is very revolutionary. They're not afraid to learn from people and not afraid to innovate new ideas and not afraid to include new talents in their organization. And, we all say it all the time, Pancreas is forever. Thank you.
Stop.
Okay. You'd like to know something about me? Well, I'm from Ohio, and I've been involved in wrestling since I was a kid. 30-plus years later, here I am. And I was involved in professional wrestling. I was partners with Larry Malenko, who's very well noted in pro wrestling. His son, Joe Malenko, was one of the greatest submission artists in the world. And his son, Dean, very, very good martial artist, too. We had a wrestling school in Tampa, and we still work at training people in both pro style and submission style. I have many pro wrestlers that I work with, including Sabu and Al Snow and many others. My fighter, Ron Waterman, just went to WWF and has a contract with them. That was his decision to do that. I got into the martial arts simply because I just found it more interesting now to try to open up a new field, so to speak. And I think it's going to be around for a long time. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the people that I meet. I like the more intense style because I like the test of disciplines, as I said before. I feel that's what martial arts is, the test of disciplines. Okay,
That was
cut
awesome.
out.
I'm Eddie Goldman. You
No, you're
know
not.
the whole deal. I don't need to. This is
I'm
great.
Eddie
I don't need to
Goldman.
tell you what to do.
It's morning in Tokyo, and they're asking me all these questions. And morning is a foreign time zone in any country, so I'll do the best that I can. I'm Eddie Goldman. I host a show called No Holds Barred on IATA.com. What do we talk about? Fighting, wrestling, martial arts, grappling, sumo, boxing, kickboxing, and the culture, politics, history, economics, sociology, and psychology thereof, if you haven't figured it out, not to mention philosophy as well. In other words, it's about fighting. So we're very contentious people. Here in Tokyo, Japan, the UFC 29 just took place. It was probably the best UFC Japan that they've had of the 4 that they did. A lot of good technique was shown, very exciting fights overall. There was some controversy at the beginning of the show regarding the mismanaged weigh-in that took place using a bathroom scale that was weighing very light. But that type of disorganization was overshadowed by the quality of the fighters. Once the guys got in the octagon, once those fights took place, it really showed what's going to be remembered about this card. And there are going to be a lot of lessons drawn from this. Tito Ortiz really very possibly establishing himself as the #1 200-pound and under fighter in the world. Just manhandling Yuki Kondo like nobody else has done. Kondo's lost some fights before, he's lost by submission, but he's never gotten in a situation where he's just been dominated like that. And yet in the early moments of the fight, Kondo was able to score a big knee in the first few seconds of the fight, knocking Tito down, and then did a backflip, and then just came out, you know, like a wild warrior, disciplined though in what he did, taking Kondo out. Pat Miletich went up against a very confident Kenichi Yamamoto. This is a guy who's primarily been a pro wrestler, fashions himself as a mixed martial artist, took the step up, tried to go for the lightweight championship. Pat was very confident and dominated the whole match in there. And Pat Miletich also retained his title and also showed, didn't matter to Pat, he's a seasoned warrior, came over here to Japan. Obviously, most of the fans are rooting for the hometown guy. That happens just about everywhere. Didn't faze Pat one bit, and he emerged victorious again, retaining his belt. And I think that was an incredible, exciting fight also. And the rest of the card was exciting as well. I think what it shows, the mixed martial arts is maturing, it's stabilizing. There's still a lot of organizational problems, not with this promotion in particular, but all of them in general. I think it shows that there's a need, a burning need as the sport gets better, the athletes get better, for an independent sanctioning body to control the sport. In Japan, there's the absence of any kind of athletic commission controlling these events is also sorely needed. Here and everywhere else, there are a number of U.S. states, a number of countries also where they do not have an athletic commission. Even in the U.S., some of the athletic commissions are underfunded or in some cases ineffective. And as regards to boxing, it's been shown, many people feel a number of them, particularly New York, are corrupt. New York, of course, the useless athletic commission is the most anti-mixed martial arts. I don't think that's a coincidence there in their incompetence and uselessness. But I think overall it was a tremendous event. I always loved coming to Japan. The fans here really like the mixed martial arts. They really love all these sports. And looking forward to come back here again. DojoTV.com did a really good job documenting everything. They were the sponsor of the trip for IATA. They made it possible for us to cover this event for IATA.com. We ran into a whole number of fans at the venue where the UFCJ was held, Japanese fans who listened to the show, even though the show that I do is only in English, even though they have to pay per minute charges on their phone lines to get internet access, even so they still listen to the show and they still communicate with us, which is really great, which is really heartening to see that. So we're doing something that's worldwide. Our studios may be based in New York, maybe primarily Americans that are on there, but at least my show, I start the show each day saying hello everyone around the world, and I mean that from the heart. And that's what's happening. The mixed martial arts becoming much more global, ahead of even economic and political globalization, and without the negative consequences thereof. I told you we talk about politics and philosophy. That's it. I got to catch a plane.
Let's do one more.
Right, I'm on. Hello everyone, I'm Eddie Goldman of Yada.com. If you want to learn the technique of martial arts, any of the techniques and all of the techniques, check out dojotv.com. They have instructional videos, everything. You want to box, you want to wrestle, you want to do submissions, you want to do kung fu, you want to do anything, and all of it. That's where you can learn it, whether you're a beginner or whether you have a black belt and been doing this your whole life. Check it out. I cut myself while I was shaving and it started bleeding, and I had a little styptic pencil and it was packed and there was no way I could open it. Don't run, don't put that. Don't you put that in there. Don't you put that in there. See, I hit the thing. All right. Hello everyone, I'm Eddie Goldman of Yada.com. Do you want to learn martial arts? Do you want to learn self-defense? Do you want to learn all the greatest time-tested techniques in the world? Do you want to learn how to box? You want to learn how to wrestle? You want to learn how to do a submission? You want to learn kung fu? You want to learn how to kick? You learn it all on dojotv.com. Check it out, whether you are a beginner just starting out or whether you're a black belt and you've been doing this your whole life. That's the place to check it all out.
Good. Yeah, you know what I was talking about.
Probably look like that anyway. We don't have a steady cam.
Here in Japan, we're walking through the Oriental Garden, me and Dan. Just wanted to tell you I love you, Chris. Just so it doesn't sound like I'm telling Dan I love you. This is kind of a little private. This isn't going to be on the video. We had a good trip here in Japan. We got a chance to meet all the different fighters. We got a chance to go to the Shuto event. We got a chance to go to the Ultimate Fighting. These people couldn't be greater. Tremendous people to work with. Mixed martial arts is truly the best people in the world to work with. Had a great time. I really did. Wish you could be here, Chris. Wish Frank and Pat and Joe, you guys could be here, but hopefully you can get an idea of kind of what went on, seeing it through our eyes. This is like the little Oriental Garden outside, right outside our hotel. People were very, very nice, and we all had a good time. We all had a very good time. This is, like I said, this is the Oriental Garden. What I'm going to do now is take the camera from Dan, see if Dan has anything to say. And now you get to see Dan from behind the camera.
You know how to use that thing?
Yeah, I know how to use it.
Wonderful time. That's all.
Ah, come on.
Thank you.
Come on. Tell us about the trip. Tell us about what went on.
I filmed a lot of stuff and I walked around town. with Eddie Goldman. That was a great time.
What'd you do?
We shopped for bubblegum.
You did what?
We went looking for sugarless bubblegum, fruit-flavored bubblegum.
Right. So what do you think of Japan, your first trip?
It's a really nice place. Everybody's really friendly. Smells like crap in the streets though in Tokyo. I didn't like that.
Right.
Other than that, it's a good place.
Yeah. What do you think of the people?
They're nice. They're Asian.
Were there many Americans?
Just the UFC guys. That was all I saw.
Yeah. So now you've had a chance to film the UFC and see a little bit about it behind the scenes. What's your impression of the mixed martial arts?
It's the thinking man's sport. It truly is. Competition at its purest.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you think that's it?
That's it.
Come on, Dan. Give us some word of wisdom. You want to say hi to Leslie?
Hi, Leslie.
That's it? Come on, say something special to her.
I love you, Leslie. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm sure probably getting ready to go to bed right now. I just woke up early. I'm tired. Got a long flight ahead of us. You're probably getting ready to go to bed, which is nice. Hopefully I'll see you tonight if we get in early enough. And this is where your 1/32nd of you is from.
That's a wrap.
Left the bag there.
Chris
we
left the
bag there.
Chris, not we.
Me and Dan.
Chris did. Remember the part where he was walking down these steps saying hello? See, that's where he left the bag, right there.
But we got it. Now we're running. Dojo TV, we're gonna be a global phenomenon with people like Dan and the whole team we got behind us. You guys continue to back us, and we're gonna have major things happen. It's just the beginning.
Yeah. I was doubting things pretty backwards about, soccer.
Why don't you take pictures of
No way.
6 boring
I know,
people
but
sitting
really?
in Japan?
I thought it was gonna get
Six
better when they got rid
boring-
of Cal Cooper.
No.
and
They're
Moore.
Americans. This is
I don't know who's sending the results.
Well, he was, what's his name, was drinking.
Who?
how much did it cost?
drinking
How much does it cost to have that?
Who's there?
Miguel.
We put it on here.
No, is he gonna-
Oh, that's a major.
He must have called it in.
Hey, open the shirt.
Let everybody see.
No, open the button. The button.
What's your room
What?
number again?
He won't open the button.
Open the button.
Oh, you don't want to see my fucking stomach.
No, but he wants to see the name.
See the name. I don't.
You see the name the whole time. You don't have to see my stomach.
Oh, sit down. Come on, join us.
I gotta check out.
Did anybody take his picture yet? I mean,
Here, Dan. Yeah, I just did it out
he's
there.
blackmailing us with that camera. No, you know. Oh. Thanks a lot, Phil. I need that. Which one? What is it?
That's
UFC.
a
It's
camera,
better
man.
UFCs. The matchmaking,
That way.
there wasn't enough competitive
I don't
fights.
believe it's a
or-
still in the
know
moment.
that.
Right, I
You
know.
didn't know that.
What'd you think of Shooto?
Shooter was the best night of fights I've seen ever live.
The attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. I was blown away by it.
Yeah, what is he? He's talking to me. Talking to you.
Well, we didn't know that those Japanese weren't going to be, at least be some competition.
I knew that Kondo wasn't going to be. We knew that.
I mean,
going in
yeah,
because
but
we
we
saw
knew
him
that.
already, so you knew that wasn't going to be much. But we really thought,
And
I thought
Yoji
Yamamoto would-
Anjo, he's a
You would
punching
think
bag.
Anjo should have something, no?
He just made a mistake.
Well, he walks into the ring like he's King Tut.
No, yeah, but
Yeah, but as soon as they made that,
I-
that match, already just went nuts. And
Yeah.
that guy
Oh,
just-
they did, yeah.
They made it.
Yeah, no, that's what
SCG
I'm
didn't
saying,
make
wasn't
that.
it?
He
No.
would.
No, that's not a, what I'm saying is it's not a normal UFC. It's not.
He was against it from the minute go-go, you know? I mean, listen, they want to...
They're trying to please the crowd.
So what time do you leave?
What?
Hey Dan, say something. Where we at?
I have no idea. Tokyo, somewhere. Where? We just passed the TD station, the Tokyo TD station.
On the way to what?
We're on the way to the airport on the bus.
our ride back to the States. Say something. Right.
There's Essex. want to see that? On the other side of this. There's Essex.
Pat, is there anything you don't know? Is there anything
Hey, Pat.
Going home. Going home finally. See you on the plane. Another one? Better take one more.
Smile like you're enjoying the process. There you go.
You guys ever come and ask for my name?